Let's see if this is working. If you can hear me, let me know. Appreciate you all for being here. Do a little live watch on the markets. Let me get this even smaller. I don't need to be so damn big on this. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you so much for being here. I'm going to try something real quick too. Do a little double whammy here and see if this works out how I think it'll work. We're doing a little multi-stream right now. We're on YouTube, Twitch, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. That's it. That's the one. That's the one I was looking for and thinking of. Let's see. How's everyone doing? Let me know in the comments how everyone's doing, if you can hear me all right, all that fun stuff. We got a few people popping in on different channels and platforms. I want to see if the chat starts popping up on the screen. Let me get this going. Whole market though, we opened under VWAP, so definitely we're holding relatively bearish. What's going on, Big Bash? The real OG. Happy to see you, bro. Yeah, I'm trying to get the whole setup on here going a little bit better than obviously what we've been using on TikTok. We've been going through all that bullshit, so I want to see. I'm just trying to test everything now, see if I can get the chat box to show up. And my long or short, I'm not in any trade right now in XRP besides a long position. And there we go. I see your comment on here now. That's what I'd like to see. Let me see if I can make that even bigger. Boom. I wonder if I can make it so it's like one at a time. That'd be cool. But yeah, no, I'm not in an XRP trade right now. That trade that I was in got stopped out. Yeah. If an opportunity presents itself, I will. Like right now, the market's looking bearish. So pretty much, if you're looking at XRP or anything, if you go through the whole market, you have red volume on the 24-hour volume flow, and then if I pull this up for XRP. You're getting a little bit of a liquidity sweep right here. So this was an ideal entry for a short, for example, with a really tight stop loss, playing that to the downside, and then even going to the hourly and stuff like that. You're in a bearish crossover. So yeah, this can come back up, but then this is going to be another zone to watch for as a resistance. So if we come up here and double top, that could be a really good sniper entry. So those would be two entries. And then there's two ways to take that trade, right? You can either there's two ways to play this. Either A, you're going to take this, and then you're going to run a pretty loose stop loss all the way at the top up here on the short, just so you have room. Or B, you're going to have a tight stop loss here, knowing that if it gets you out here, you're not going to lose all this money, and then you can just re-enter up here if it gets up here. And then if it holds down here, you can always re-enter. So those are two ways that you can go about that short in that situation. Does that make sense? But that's going to be like one of the main ways to go about it. Let me see. Always show messages. What if I do that? We'll see if that one flashes. But yeah, that's really what you're going to watch. Yeah, cool. I'm glad that makes sense. So that's really what you would want to watch in that short. And then, for example, if you're on, like you're using Blowfin or something like that, then if you're using Blowfin, for example, you can, when you add positions to your short, it's going to average it in automatically in your price. So you'll notice, like if you have a short open on XRP and you add more to the short, it's just going to add that average together based on the difference in price. So you can always add more and more as it goes up. So let's say this keeps going up against you and you have a stop loss up here. Let's say you put a stop loss at 2.21, for example. As this comes up, and as price keeps coming and sliding up, let's say coming up, 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 you can keep adding positions to it. And then as you keep adding positions, as price goes up, your average is now going to go from here to potentially, let's say, over here. If you kept averaging all the way up to the top, for example, and this did a double top, let's even draw this out to make it even more apparent. So let's say you go with that double top, and it comes back down, for example, and your average, your first initial buy-in is here. Now, as price is going up and going up and going up and going up and playing into this double top, then your average price will go up too. So then if this starts to play back down and really swing to the downside, now once you cross this zone, you're going to start to be in profit. And when you go here, you're already going to be in an area that would be way more valuable than if you just stayed in that one single position. Shortstop gets you better entries. Yeah, exactly. So it's cutting losses fast. Especially in leverage trading, cutting losses fast is pretty important. Because it's pretty easy to make money. It's even easier to lose money. So when I do leverage trading, and like you'll notice in my prop firm accounts and stuff like that, that I stay pretty tight. I cut losses very fast because I would rather, and it depends on the strategy that I'm trading, right? If it's prop firm, I'm going to cut losses quick. If I'm leverage trading futures or if I'm leverage trading crypto, a lot of times I'll leave a little bit, I'll pretty much run with no stop because I'm going to dollar cost average into those positions. But it's just a little bit different trading style. It's not, both of them are right. Not one is right versus the other one being wrong. It all is just preference. Some people would rather take more losses, but at smaller, large losses, and then have bigger wins. Versus some people would rather have less losses, but those losses are going to be a little bit bigger. Most good traders do cut their losses quick. Yeah, exactly. And so that's going to be one of the big, and I'd say that's a pretty important one too. And that's kind of like what I focus on. And like I was saying, it really depends on the actual market that you're trading to. Because if I'm trading on a prop firm, I want to cut the losses quick. If I'm just dollar cost averaging and I'm like buying VeChain, for example, for a long term, I'm not going to be cutting that, you know what I mean? Because even if it drops 20-30%, I'm just going to buy more in that situation. So that's kind of how I look at that. Let me see if I can turn this on. I want to test getting I'm trying to see if I can get the questions on the live stream from TikTok. They won't be able to see the screen, but at least they'll be able to ask questions and hop in here too. And if anyone has any questions, don't hesitate to ask. We're doing a multi-stream right now, so I'm testing out YouTube, Twitch, and Kick right now, which is cool with these because I can pretty much say and do whatever the fuck I want on all of them and not get in trouble, which is cool. As long as I don't pull my meat out, which is definitely not going to be something that's happening on the live stream, so I don't have to worry about that part. But that's pretty much the only thing that's on their list of stuff. It's they're like, you can even smoke blunt on fucking stream if you want to. I'm like, Jesus Christ, okay. You guys are crazy, but I like that. I'm tired of being fucking censored all day on TikTok, so TikTok is gonna get the limited stream. I'm just trying to figure out if I can get a good screenshot or something for it. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Like I said, take this time to learn. I'm here to help provide and give as much value and information as I can. So anything you have questions about, hit them up. Crypto, trading, anything related. Right now we're just watching crypto, but I'll probably flip this around. Obviously the markets are closed. Probably starting, I'm going to be on a cruise next week for I'm leaving on Wednesday. I'm going to be gone for 11 days. I'll still be posting and stuff, but I won't be as consistent on the live stream. But when I get back, I'll be doing more live trading on the morning session. So 10 a.m. I'll pretty much start getting on live streams and running that with everyone. So if you are interested in that, you'll know where to find me. But yeah, big fan of these blocks now. I made these the other day when I was on TradingView. Super clutch, makes it a lot easier to track everything. Fuck you doing, Ethereum? There we go. But you see, there's a lot of projects that are testing liquidity right now. So you can find some. So Bitcoin would be the more bearish of all of these, and that's why this could be a divergence on XRP. because you're seeing that you're hitting a double top right now. If Bitcoin keeps this lower high and keeps rejecting this VWAP on the 15-minute, this could go down pretty fast and sell off pretty quick. Momentum's kind of pulling down too, so just going to wait it out and see what happens. There's not really too much volume and liquidity at the moment just because it's very early on the market. There's not really too many people trading at this exact moment. It's Sunday morning in Asia, so I wouldn't expect there to be any sort of crazy volatility, but and you never know what can happen. Shit happens. And that's the thing, when there's a low liquidity, if there's like a black swan event or something that happens, shit moves fast. So that's kind of like what happened in 2021 with the XRP lawsuit. I remember exactly what happened with that shit. Because I got liquidated like $12,000 on a GRT trade. It was completely irrelevant to it, but it affected the entire market. It was like a Thursday or Friday morning at like 2 or 3 in the morning, mountain time. And yeah, fucking lawsuit dropped. Everything panic sold. It was crazy. And yeah, everyone got cooked. So there's ways you can avoid that. Let me get this tiki-talkie stream going. No. Oh shit, I'm like doing a post. I was like about to post something instead of going live. Facts. Boom. Learn. There we go. See if this works out. No idea if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it and see what happens. And if it does, fuck yeah. If not, oh well. Get this here. Boom. Cool. Now let's see if I can get the chat on. But yeah, overall market, I mean, we're stalling right now at 107.3. Keep in mind, like I said, it's Sunday morning. What's going on, TikTok fam? If you're just rolling in, what's going on? We're live on YouTube, Twitch, X, and TikTok. If you want to see my screen, just join us on one of the other platforms. I can't run my screen on TikTok because they're being little bastards. But I am testing to see. Drop a comment so I can see if I can see your comment. And let me know if you can hear me all right, too. All of my lives, maybe this works a little bit better when I turn my audio up. So I've been trying to go live on TikTok for the last, 4 or 5 days, and the streams get cut within like 5 minutes. So I'm curious to see if it gets cut again. But if you're watching this on TikTok, let me know if you can hear me all right. Because I'm testing this now. We'll see how long this stays alive, but switching it up a little bit. Hopefully everyone's having a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're tuning in the world. Yeah, cool. I can see the comment on my screen here. I don't know why it's on the top. Let me see if I can fix that. Overlay. Hopefully everyone's having a good day so far. Customize. If you want to see the screen that I'm looking at, you want to join us on YouTube, Twitch, X, one of those. That's where you can see everything. Can I put this in the bottom? Show comments bottom. Whatever. Buy or sell what? What you buying or selling? What you getting into, Jesus? What time frame? All depends. It all depends on your time frame and how long you want to stay in the trade and stuff like that. That's really going to be the major predicator towards everything. Let me see. Hide after 5. Cool. There we go. There we go. Oh, on the weekly? You're talking about long term? Yeah, I mean, I'm super bullish on that. I mean, I'm hyper bull about the market in general. I don't even think we've gotten into an altcoin season. So, I don't believe that. Bearish bias? No, I mean, it depends. Like I said, it depends on time frame more than anything. Time frame is going to dictate majority of what's going to be going on, and if you're considering it bearish or bullish or what direction you're looking at really depends on your time bias in general. Jamil says it's over until 2026. We'll see. We shall see. For my long-term bags, I just sit and I wait. I already know it's going to take 3 months to 3 years on a lot of them, so hey, I'm chilling. If I got to wait it out to make a bag, I'll wait it out. I did the same thing in 2021. It worked out fine for me, so I'm not worried. Double tap that screen. It'd be greatly appreciated. Hopefully everyone's having a good morning so far. If you want to see what we're looking at on my screen, we're looking at a 6 stack right now of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, total market cap, and Bitcoin dominance. Let me flip this to the 5-minute. We're live right now on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, as well as TikTok. So if you want to see my screen, I'm on the other ones. I can't show the screen on TikTok because when I do that, it cuts the live, unfortunately. So this is the only way that I can run on TikTok without getting in trouble. So this is how it's going to have to go for now. But overall, on the 5-minute, we're seeing a lot of VWAP rejections on the bearish side of the VWAP. Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin. The only one that's technically on the bullish side is XRP from open. This is opening day VWAPs too. And by the way, if you want to learn how to trade with me, or if you want to get access to our academy, community, all that stuff, that link is in my TikTok bio. Go to epictradingfloor.com. You can sign up and get access for free for 3 days. If you wanted to check out the all access mentorship, let me bring this down a little bit. See if this works a little bit better. I'm trying to find a good little home for this right now. So TikTok decided to be a little jerk and basically not let me go live from my computer. So we're doing alternatives right now to see what would be working the best. So this is why you see me moving you around and testing where I can put my phone right now, because the area it was in was kind of fucking annoying. There we go. Cool. What's good, everybody? Now I can watch all the chats in one view. I can see my phone. I can watch on the computer. If you got any crypto or trading related questions, don't hesitate to ask. Let me know. Take advantage. How many people we got in? Oh, hold up. I hear something. I hear something. Is Bitcoin going to go bear? It's all red behind you. This is just volume change in 24 hours. So could we pull down? Sure. You know, does it run the opportunity for Bitcoin to, let's say, push down to... We got to break 106,000 first and foremost. So if we break that support at 106,000, then sure, we could sell off a little bit. But this is just volume change in 24 hours. But it's just something to watch for just in case. Like, it could happen. All-time high for quant. Depends on total market cap. Depends on how high total market cap gets. If we get to 7 trillion, 8 trillion, 9 trillion, 10 trillion, it's going to make a big difference. But I would love to see quant rip. I'm bullish on it. I have it in my portfolio, so I'm down for it to rip. What happened to the Ethereum Golden Cross? Boo, Ethereum. I don't know. What happened to it? Anytime like moving averages, when you're talking about death crosses, golden crosses, things like that, those are all delayed. So when you see this cross, whatever caused the cross already happened. So that's pretty much what happened to it. When you saw the cross and everyone brings up the death cross, the move that caused that to happen already happened. That's why it's a lagging indicator is what they call it. So the moving average tool is pretty much one of the worst lagging indicators too. A lot of people get caught up with reading moving averages unless you're using like a 200 moving average or 365, aka 1 year moving average. Those you could be pretty beneficial with, but overall, not the best. If you got any questions, get them in. Don't hesitate to ask. Let me know. We're doing a little multi-stream right now on YouTube, Twitch, X, and TikTok. So if you want to see the screen and see the things that I'm showing on the screen, just tune in on one of the other platforms if you're on TikTok. Sui long term, I'm bullish. I don't think I have it in my long-term portfolio. I call it like a middle tier L1. I think it's good though. I would put it in, let's say, the top 10 L1s, but there's a lot of L1s. It's a very saturated space, but to each their own. There's going to be a lot of utility to go around, so I'm not really worried about, if there's only going to be one L1 or anything like that. I don't think there's any sort of, I'm not a maxi in any sort of way. I more so am just a trader in general. I look at everything from a trading perspective, and I'm in the game to make money. So that's really what I'm focused on. So any half decent project can go fucking parabolic in an altcoin season. It doesn't take much. When do I think quantitative easing is gonna happen? We'll see. Doesn't all depends. We'll see if JPIQ even has his job in a couple months. Who knows? That's gonna be a big component of that too. In the next 5 years, well, in the next 5 years, we'd probably be in a bear run. So I don't know, but. Do I think it's going to continue to go up every super cycle? Yeah. Do I think at some point it could hit $1 million? Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, is that going to happen in 5 years? Probably not. But will that happen in the next, 15 to 20 years? Maybe if we stay in this trajectory, yeah. We'll say 10 to 20. But do I think it's going to continue to go up? Yeah. If that's more so what the question is, am I long-term bullish on it? Absolutely. For sure. For sure. But yeah, the numbers on top of me are just volume change in the last 24 hours, by the way, so don't get too scared. If you have any crypto or trading related questions, do not hesitate to ask. Let me know. I'm going to be doing more live streams starting next week at around 10 a.m. EST. Around that time, that's going to be when I'm doing live trading. So if you guys want to follow live, it'll be more futures trading. So like NQES, things like that. NASDAQ, SP 500, maybe Forex here and there, maybe gold. But those are going to be more so we're going to do live trading for those sessions. So if you're interested, definitely join. Damon, what's going on, Damon? For anyone that's tuning in on TikTok, if you want to see kind of what we're looking at on my screen, you can join the live on YouTube, Twitch, or X. I'm running it on all three of those right now. So that will show you the full screen. Doing well, doing well. How about you? I'm just doing a little bit of a test run since I think you were on a live stream the other day when you saw that we kept getting shut down. So I'm testing this format right now to see if this works better, to see if they don't actually shut the stream down anymore. So if that's the case, then boom. But either way, all the comments are going through on YouTube and Twitch and X too. So any of the comments that you're leaving on TikTok, they're showing up on the stream on X. So everything is all tied in together, which is cuckoo. Oh. But yeah, overall market decently slow. Not too much movement per se. I mean, I'm looking on Bitcoin the 15. We're starting to see a little bit of a pull down, like I just mentioned. We're seeing across the board a nice little VWAP. We had a nice little VWAP rejection and push to the downside. Total market cap, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana are all to the downside on the short term. Mind you, this is just market open from the last like 3 hours. So nothing too crazy, nothing to like lose sleep over. But we are definitely seeing a little bit of a bearish momentum right now. So just things to all keep in mind if you're trading and doing things. And if you haven't joined the Epic Trading Floor, go do that. That link is in my Ticket Talk bio or wherever you're watching this. You can also go download the mobile app. Just type in Epic Trading Floor. It's on iOS and Android. And if you want to see what's on the screen, what I'm looking at, just join us on YouTube, Twitch, or X. Do I think Ethereum will reach 3K anytime soon? That's a good question, David. Right now, what are we at, 24? So the big one that I'm really watching on Ethereum is going to be, what was that? I think there's two major resistances on Ethereum that I'm watching for that I think they will hit eventually. I think Ethereum can get up to 6 to 10,000 in, or let's say 8 to 10,000. Hey, thank you, Scotty Dog. I appreciate you. Thank you for the heart. The real MVP in the room. I think Ethereum at some point can get to 8 to 10,000. Yeah, we have a major resistance at 4,000 is a big boy. Also at 2,700. So like the whole 27 to all the way up to about 2,800 is a nice little sell wall. We got to pass that first. Then get up to 4,000, break that. Then 4,800 is the all-time high, break that. And then we can get into the fun zone. Shorting Solana, 100x at 153. We dump it for the rest of the night. There you go. That's a fucking... What is that, like a 1% swing and you hit liquidation on that? Wild. Scotty, what's going on, bro? Hell yeah, I'm having an amazing night, bro. How are you? I'm just doing a little bit of a test on the live streams. So I have TikTok running on my phone since they've been shutting down all my streams on the computer. And then I'm running the computer version on YouTube, Twitch, and X. So you can just find me on any of those at EQ Trades, and then you'll be able to see what's on the screen. I'll probably start doing more of my live streams on these three, because I can also kind of do, I have way more restrictions, or less restrictions. I can do whatever the fuck I want. So, I got you. Yeah, you know, you know. Andrew, what's going on, bro? Happy to see you. What can I add to my... When can I add to my position for Sol? I mean, you're in the 100x trade. If you're in the 100x trade, you should definitely know where you want to be adding up. That's part of the strategy, right? 1% swing. Yeah, I was going to say, like, fucking 100x is 1% swing, and you're going to be liquidating on that, so... Shit, if anything, you're going to... The way you're going to be adding is that DCing in the opposite direction to make sure it doesn't liquidate, if anything. If it goes against you. More folks exiting these days. Got to do what you got to do. Good. Wave them off. Say bye. I'm still stacking my bags. I added a bag of V-Chain the other day too. And like, so patience pays off and time pays off. People don't understand that. But like, for example, Pengu. The people in the Epic Trading Floor, how long have I been talking about Pengu? Since January, basically. And then I posted about 5 or 6 videos and probably done 10 DCAs on Pengu since January. All the way from January through May, basically. Now it's starting to take off a little bit. I had a great week trading. Ooh, what kind of week? What were you trading this week? What'd you get a good hit on? My week was pretty mixed. My prop firm was meh. I was down minus 300 on the week, but I closed out plus 1,200 last week, so it's not the end of the world. Crypto, my long terms are doing better. Pengu's been ripping. And Wormhole. Both of them are in my long term. Both of them are ripping. So we like those. Bash loves those answers. I think those questions are the funniest too. Yo, tell me what to do. Tell me. I'm in a trade, so tell me how to do more. Ooh, there you go. Nice ones. Nice, nice. I'm holding about 40k in ETH. Do you think I'm safe to hold for the long run? So, that really comes down to personal preference. But really, my best advice that I can give you on that is just got to figure out what number makes you happy, right? So find a profit point that makes you happy and a number that if you hit that zone, like, you're cool. And when I hit that number, I'm gonna be happy. And then if it blows past that number, then that's where my trailing stop loss is. So I can give you a good example. I bought into Polygon Matic at like 0.012 in October of 2020. And about a year later, not even a year later, it got up to like $3. It was like $2.85. So it did like a, when I cashed out, my dollar cost average out was about $1.75. So I did a 175x pretty much on that trade. And so I was very happy in that situation. So I didn't need I didn't need to cash out at $2.85, right? Like it didn't matter how high it went. It really just mattered what profit I was happy at. So, and that's like, I would say something that you can kind of put into all your levels of trading. Because mind you, I've been trading since 2010. I've traded all the markets. This is my second crypto bull run, full bull run. And yeah, that's one of the big things that I've noticed, especially in crypto, that the patience game will crush. But it's all about getting into assets and getting into things well before anyone talks about them, and then just sitting around and waiting for people to start talking about it. So finding all of the little, let's say, indicators and things. This is all a probability game. Nobody knows, like, let's be real, right? Nobody knows what the fuck is going to happen. Nobody knows what price is going to do in 10 minutes. Nobody fucking knows if Solana is going to go up or down by tomorrow. Nobody fucking knows. But what you can do is have a strategy so that you have the highest probability opportunity of success. So it's all comes down to probability. And this isn't my favorite analogy, but it actually does work, because trading is kind of like the same concept, whereas where you're talking about the casino and you're talking about poker, or you're talking about blackjack or any of those things, right? Like, let's talk about it as a poker situation, right? Yeah, 99 or 95% of people don't make money playing cards and go in the casino playing blackjack and things like that. But there is a 5% of people that actually make a lot of money, can make millions of dollars playing blackjack, poker, whatever it is. So trading is the same way. Some people just trade it like a fucking gamble, and they don't have any idea what they're doing. Like, I mean, getting into, I won't even say it. I won't even try to shit on someone like that, but yeah, like the big component of that is you're trying to make the biggest. So like people that are really good at blackjack, for example, and poker, what they're really doing is waiting for the highest probability opportunities and then leveraging and taking the most risk when that opportunity presents itself. And so sea turtle mining, this is the crypto macro dashboard on Epic Trading Floor. So if you go to epictradingfloor.com or you go to the Epic Trading Floor app, it's on iOS and Android. You'll be able to access this. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there. But yeah, it's the same concept. Like, if you look going at the people at like the World Series of Poker and the best of the best, they're going to be playing the highest probability hands. And then if it's like a pair, they're not going to fucking go all in on a pair. But if they have a full house or something that has like a really insane probability and win rate, then boom. Why is it out of date? It's not minus 33%. This is volume change in 24 hours. So, I don't know what number you think it is, but yeah, this is volume change. Hey, thank you, Big Nate. Appreciate you. Coach Ty, thank you for the roses. Appreciate you. Appreciate everyone. Hopefully you're all having a great... Oh, shit. It's not what I was trying to do. Not what I'm trying to do. Sorry, I was not trying to invite people up here. Why does Solana pump so much? Because of the news ETFs? It's always slow on the weekends. Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely always slow on the weekends too. Solana's getting a nice little push. Wormhole's getting good push. There's a lot of things in the Solana ecosystem that are getting good pushes. There's a few things that can tie into it, but overall, it's been on a little bit of a downplay the last few months, so it's an easy one. July and August, best time to catch alts? It can be. Depends on what alts you're talking about. Anytime can be a good time to catch alts. There's still altcoins that are testing bear market prices, so yeah, some of them are still fucking great. By the way, if you want to come trade with me or get access to the trades, the buy and sell signals, the community, the alerts, all that stuff, That link is in my TikTok bio or wherever you're watching the stream, or just go to epictradingfloor.com. It is free to sign up, and then if you want an all-access pass, there are 70 seats left, and then there are 3 one-on-one mentorship spots left. So you can go check that out if you want to learn more. I don't know anything about Bedrock. What is Bedrock? Tell me more about it. What happened to what? I don't know. Wasn't trying to do that. I don't even know if it was the real one. If it was the real one, sorry, I cut you off on that, but don't think it's the real one. Yeah, no, definitely not the real one. Look at the charts behind you. Hold up, sorry. Oh, yeah, no, this is just volume, but yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what Bedrock is. Just some random altcoin, I guess, that's popping off. This is just volume in the last 24 hours. I was like, what are you talking about? Is this today? This is just 24-hour transactional volume. This is not price. This is not like actual price. This is just how much volume is flowing in or out at the moment. And yes, this screenshot was from like 15 minutes ago or something like that, whenever I got on the live stream. How am I feeling about Kraken? I like Kraken long term. I have some money in Kraken, so I don't think it's going to be going anywhere. I definitely think it's a larger portfolio. I'm going to look it up. Yeah, definitely. I haven't even done any research on it, so I couldn't even tell you what it is. I gotta start reading the comments on the computer. I definitely missed so many. The shit was just like, pew. But yeah, we're still holding bearish right now. If you're looking across the board, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, there's outflow of volume across the board, and we're all under the 5-minute VWAP. What happened to this is a 24-hour transactional volume. Everyone that's watching this on TikTok, this is 20. If you look on the top, read that it says 24 change, volume change 24-hour %. That's what you're looking at. So this is the amount of volume that's going in or out of Bitcoin right now. So Bitcoin is just experiencing an outflow of 33% of volume in comparison to the last 24-hour period. So shorting ETH right now, what you think? There you go. What's going to be your what are you looking for as a profit point? It's always a good idea to have a profit in mind when you get into a long or a short position. And if anyone has any crypto or trading related questions, do not hesitate to ask. If this is one of your first times on my live stream, drop a 1 in the comments. If you want to join us in the Epic Trading Floor, there are limited spots available in the All Access Pass and the Mentorship, but you can sign up for free. Just go to the link in my bio or Epic EPIQ tradingfloor.com. Marco, appreciate you, first timer. Welcome. Happy to have you, bro. Sorcerer, appreciate you for being here. And if you're not following me, hit that follow button. That'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Appreciate you guys for being here. Bitcoin is in, this is 24-hour volume. So don't worry. Bitcoin is still lingering at like 107,000. Don't worry. This is just showing that there's a good opportunity for a pullback. If there was any time for a pullback, it could be now when there's lingering volume leaving, is what that's saying. So I like to tie in volume as a trader. So volume is more like a trend. So let's say there's a more bearish setup and things are lingering and, you know, Bitcoin is under the VWAP on the 5-minute and 10-minute, which is the volume weighted average price, and everything starts kind of lingering to the downside, and you have volume, which is this, going out, then you can have a pretty good opportunity to go whoop. Vice versa, if the market's selling off and coming down and this starts to go green, that's a good sign that you can find support and go up. Oh yeah, I know. Everyone thinks that. Every time everyone thinks it's priced because they think that it's 33% of their portfolio leaving. That's why. So imagine if you're over leveraged and you think Bitcoin and you just lost. Let's say if you put $1,000, you'd be down $330. Looking for to test under 2,400 again. Touch 2379, 24 twice. Nice. Fuck yeah, I like those spots. Watch out for XRP. Nice. Thoughts on AI bot trading? I'm not a fan of AI trading bots, and honestly, I like to take advantage of them when I do prop firm trading. It's really easy to follow them. There you go, bro. Nice. That's a whole lot of soul in this motherfucker. Good for you, bro. Congrats. You got a nice little bag of soul. I'm a fan of XRP. I like burning it. Yeah, XRP will do well. I want to see it go up to, let's say, $6 to $10 would be cool. I think it's possible. Appreciate you here. Currently building my own trading bot. Is it a good idea? Yeah. Just keep track of it and see if it works well for you, then awesome. That's really what it comes down to. When altcoin season, your guess is as good as mine. Just gotta wait for Bitcoin dominance to sell off, and Ethereum staking to be turned on for ETFs, and a huge inflow of money to the other L1s besides Bitcoin, and then you'll see altcoin season. I don't know shit about Bedrock. Is it actually a good project? You think Arbitrum and Bonk, they look good? I like both of them. I have Arbitrum in my long-term portfolio. I have about 65 projects in my long-term portfolio. No experience in stuff, I risk quit my job, passive income. Yeah, for sure. So, like, I could tell you that don't expect it to be some walk in the park, but if you do actually learn how to trade, then yeah, absolutely. You can really benefit from it, but it's not, a lot of people think that they can just watch like one YouTube video and that they're going to be a trading expert, or that they're just going to win one trade and be like a master, but everybody can win one trade here or there. The hard part is being consistently profitable long term. That's the hardest part. So being able to reap the benefits and stay in the game for years at a time, that's going to be the hardest thing. And that's like the best piece of advice I can give to all the new traders. So, you know, I've helped over 1,500 people learn how to trade. So if it's me or whoever it is that you end up learning from, I would highly recommend using a mentor, because mentors are the shit. They're just going to help you really accelerate yourself, and you're going to be able to learn from their mistakes. It's like having a personal trainer when you go to the gym, especially if you don't know how to lift and you've never been to a fucking gym before. You probably should use a personal trainer. They're going to help you a lot. And then from that point, they're going to teach you a lot of things. And then from that point, you can decide on whether you want to continue using them, use a different personal trainer, or just don't have a personal trainer. So that's kind of how I approach it. So in the Epic trading floor, I'm more focused on teaching people how to trade. So less about, like you said, that guy hit 41% and made 15K. Yeah, exactly. And that's all about risk management too. So that you can trade 41%, hit 41%, and those videos are all live too. And so he was making $15,000 a month, hitting 41% of his trades. But it's all about the risk to reward ratio. So if you can cut those losses quick and then let those winners run and actually have a good plan, yeah, your balance is great. Explain what we are watching. So if you're watching this on TikTok, this right behind me, this is the crypto macro dashboard on the Epic trading floor. So if you go to epictradingfloor.com, you can create an account for free, and then you can access this page. It has news and live charts and heat maps and all sorts of live 24/7 data that updates all the time. But this is volume change in the last 24 hours. So this is just the amount of volume that's going in or out of all of these projects in the last 24 hours. If you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch or X, you're looking at a 6-chart layout right now. That's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, total market cap, and Bitcoin dominance chart, all laid out into a giant 6 square. So if you want to see that, you can join the live stream EQ Trades on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. And then if you're on YouTube, if you just want to watch on TikTok and jump in the chat, fucking run it up. Do I think Canada-US trade talks can tank the market? Anything that has to do with market talks and economics, especially between country to country and or tariff talks and things like that, yeah, they can all affect the market. Now, tank the market, I don't know, but so money going out of BTC and ETH going where? It all depends on where. This is just inflow versus outflow in the last 24 hours. So what this is telling you is that in comparison to the last 24-hour period, there's a 33% decrease in the inflow of money, or just the transactional volume in general. That's what it's telling you. It's not saying that this is outflowing right now somewhere else. It's not saying that. Just saying that there's less volume going into the market right now. It's the weekend, as you can expect. So with less volume, trends can easily pull to the downside. For anyone that wants to learn how to trade, I would definitely suggest going and checking out the EPIQ trading floor. There are limited all-access spots available. I think there's 70 seats left. And then there's 3 one-on-one mentorship spots. So if you want one of those, grab them. If not, oh well, someone else will grab them. Can you please say a bit about Bitcoin dominance? What about it? Like, what does it mean? What does it do? What do you mean about in terms of what? Bitcoin dominance, all that means is based on market cap. So market cap, basically, everyone looks at market cap the wrong way. Everyone thinks market cap is like the ceiling. It's not. It means capitalization. So because it means capitalization, what that means is, like, if you're looking at market cap for Bitcoin, what that means is that Bitcoin is holding 65% of all the entire market cap in the crypto space. So Bitcoin and its market cap makes up for more than half of the entire space by itself. Now, what you want is for that number to drop down to, let's say, the 50s and 40s like we've seen historically. When Bitcoin dominance drops into the 50s and 40s, altcoins typically get a lot of money flowing into them. So that's kind of what you'd be waiting for in this scenario, is a lot of money flowing from Bitcoin, and then more than likely you're going to see it flow into the L1s, the other L1s first, like Solana, Ethereum, XRP, Binance, all those ecosystems would reap the benefits first, because you have to think about it from the perspective of, if I'm using a decentralized exchange and I want to buy or swap a shitcoin on Jupiter, for example, or on Radium, if I'm using Solana, you're gonna more than likely need Solana in order to use that swap. So most people are gonna need to have that L1 before you can get to the L2s. The L1 is gonna be the coin. The L2s, L3s, and things like that will be the tokens. Is how you can look at it. So like the coin would be US dollar, for example, and the token would be when you go into a casino and they give you chips. And then they have their own currency and tokens in the casino, and then you got to cash out those tokens into coins, which would be US dollar. But then you can't take, and you can use those coins, which would be US dollar, everywhere, but you can't use those tokens everywhere. That's why they're called coins versus tokens in crypto. If you're curious why, that's why they're called that. The coin is going to be the main hub, and then the token is everything that's built on top of it. Because from a fundamental perspective, the tokens weren't supposed to be passed around from blockchain to blockchain. That's why they're called like non-fungible tokens, for example. Not non-fungible coins. Hopefully that makes sense. If that makes sense, drop a W in the chat. If you got any other questions, let me know. Don't hesitate to ask. BTCD is extremely bullish on daily, weekly. What could change for the turnaround? Oh, they're definitely bullish. You just gotta wait. Just be patient is all it comes down to. Just gotta be patient. And then if XRP is a buy, it all depends on you. Don't know anything about you or your risk reward or anything like that. But what I would say is that if you are someone that is going and asking just kind of if other people think it's a good buy or not, I would suggest probably taking the opportunity to learn so that you can figure it out yourself too, so that you're not dependent on anyone else, because that's going to give you the ultimate power. That's just me being completely honest. 20 bands in XRP. There you go. Run it up, bro. That's awesome. Bitcoin is being shifted to alt soon. Fuck yeah, let's run it. I'm all about that life. Carlos, thank you for that follow. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're having a good night so far. Just appreciate it. Do I think the market cap of XRP will hurt its growth? It's at 135 billion. I think $2 in ETH has the same market cap. It's over 2K. Do you mean like do I think the market cap will slow its growth? Is that kind of what you mean? So yeah, the bigger the market cap, the slower the return percentage. So yeah, you don't. That's why it's when people say XRP to 10,000, it's laughable. Like it can happen, but not anytime soon because of the market cap. Yeah, you're gonna have to. XRP would require it to be like 100 times, if not bigger than that, the size of Bitcoin currently. It's like trying to get the Earth bigger than the fucking sun right now. Did I learn TA from Eric No OG Mitch Ray TA? No. Nah. But yeah, market cap is going to just dictate growth size. So if the largest crypto project is worth 2 trillion, for example, then for any other crypto project to become number one, they're going to have to break 2 trillion, and it's already been that difficult for a project to get to that number. So can it be possible that it hits 2 trillion? Sure, but even the gap from Bitcoin to Ethereum is massive. But yeah, that's kind of why market cap does matter. So, and that's it all ties in too, right? So the lower the market cap, the higher the risk, the higher the reward. So the less money you can put in, the more money you can get back, but the higher the potential that you can lose it all too. So when it comes to safer plays, you go larger market cap, just because they're not going to be slipping as much. You're not going to really be seeing as much, let's say, downside risk on a short term. It's a little bit safer to trade a chain link, for example, than trade dog with hat, for example, just to like put those two out there. Market cap definitely matters 100%. Get some Diddy tacos for Taco. This man wants a Diddy taco. Were you the one that was in the split video? I just watched a video of a guy getting stuck in a split. I would definitely think that's you, Diddy Taco. Is that Callie in the house? What's up, Callie? Appreciate you for stopping by. I love how you explain things. Hell yeah, I appreciate you. I guess when we get a yellow 21 EMA open and close on the monthly on these alts, we know it's changing. EMA is going to be a lagging indicator, like I said. So when you see a death cross or a golden cross or whatever it is, like the move that caused it have already happened for the cross to already happen. So my advice for someone like that likes to use EMAs is just move a couple days ahead. So like instead of using the 10, use the 8 or the 9. Instead of using the 25, use the 23. Instead of using the 100, use the 93. Straight Diddy. Oh, Sam. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you. Hopefully you're having a good day, Sammy. Sammy! But yeah, if you have any questions, any crypto trading related questions, do not hesitate to ask. Let me know. Happy weekend for everyone too. Hopefully you're having a great weekend so far. If you're watching this on YouTube, Twitch, or X, you're looking at everything on TradingView or watching the six deck layout. If you're watching this on TikTok, you're just looking at the screen. And that's about it. Goodbye. Goodbye. Pengu to retrace soon. You think EQ? I mean, what, it's up 70, 80% already? Something like that? It's been up pretty far in the last week. It definitely can. What indicators do I trust the most? Fibonacci? I like to stock influences, so I use the Fibonacci, I use the RSI, the MACD, CCI, VWAP, VRVP, mostly anything that's like volume related. I like volume overlays and oscillators the most, in my opinion. I love how you explain things. Yeah. Do you like Brett? Yeah, no, I have a pretty big bag of Brett. It's beat up as fuck right now. For sure. That thing is beat up, that's for sure. For anyone that wants to join us in the Epic Trading floor, hit that link in my TikTok bio. That's going to give you access to the Academy, community, signals, all of the stuff. There's so much in the Epic Trading floor. It's just check it out. My best suggestion is to just check it out. Try it out for yourself, because it's a pain for me to even explain it all in the best way possible. Man, this thing is taking a minute. What to buy, ZBEC or CRO? What do you think? When in doubt, split it out. That's what I like to say. I was thinking about getting in. Not bad. Take it easy, EQ. Take it easy, Scotty. Appreciate you for being here, bro. Hopefully you have a good night. I'm going to be hopping up of here in just a little bit, too, so. If you guys want to stay up to date with everything that I'm doing, go join me in the EPIQ trading floor or hit that follow button or whatever it is. Coinbase expected to go up more. 367,000 shares, only 2K USD. Hell yeah, run it up. Both and 2,500 each. Fuck yeah. There you go. Love it. There you go. You already know which one it was. You already had an answer. You didn't need me. You already knew what you wanted. You just wanted a confirmation bias. You know what confirmation bias is? It's just like when you want someone, you already are leaning into the direction of something and you just need someone like a little bit of a nudge to be like, yeah, I am right. That's confirmation bias. It's like, should I buy ZBEC or CRO? And you're already leaning on the fence for ZBEC, and then someone says ZBEC and you're like, yeah, I knew I was right. I knew that would have been the right choice. Way to give me a heart attack. Hey, at least you read it though. So a lot of people didn't read that it was volume change, so. Oh, is that why people were getting, is that why the guy was getting so upset? This is volume change in 24 hours. So, yeah. I guess you could say that I'm pulling the numbers out of my ass. the I don't know how to read ass. Congrats on the brand new website. Thank you. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate that. I'm just kidding, by the way. I'm just joking with you. I was about to say how you down 33%. I was wondering, someone came, there's a couple people that were like, what is this Diddy ass stream? And it was probably because they thought that their portfolio was down like 33%. I love that. Is it like, is there some sort of shit like up here blocking volume change at 24 hours? Like, I can't see it really. Like, on my end, I can read it. Not gonna lie, I'm stupid, my bad. No, bro, trust me. Like, you are not the only one. I honestly kind of do it on purpose on here because there's a good 20% of people that just see a big red number and then just freak the fuck out. And then they're just like, oh, is that what it is? So, like, if you're scrolling on the live, you're just seeing, like, a big red Bitcoin. Is that what it is? That's so funny. I see, like, I have no idea. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, so, even better. So there's a lot of people that will come in and just see that and they're like, where did, like, you fucking idiot, and they go crazy on me and like, oh my god, doody, and then they realize that like this is volume change and then whole demeanor changes real quick. Lucas, appreciate you for that follow. That shit always cracks me up though. Yeah, I was checking the price and I was like, no way the mark is that bad. It got you to stop though, right? You were like, what the fuck? And you stopped on the live stream to see what was going on. That's so funny. Spreads for what? What do you mean by spreads? In terms of what? Hit that follow, guys. Legit. Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, thank you. I'm just here to provide value at the end of the day. Like, I do these things for free, and if you want to learn something, like, the way that I look at it is, I try to, my content and everything that I do is the way that I wish the content was when I was trying to get into trading and stuff like that. So that's really how I try to make my content in general. And then the ways that I usually found people that I liked was watching them and listening to them kind of talk about trading and just over generalize things instead of being like, you missed my call here, like, look what I did here, like, look at me, like, what's the saying? It's like, you don't have to sit there convincing everyone that you're a magician. If you're a magician, you just do magic. You know, that, like, that same concept. So that's kind of like how I try to approach all this stuff. Credit and debit spreads. In terms of what, though? Are you talking about for crypto, specifically credit and debit spreads? Or, like, what market are you talking about credit and debit spreads? Sorry, I'm just a little confused on it because I trade across the board. So when I hear spread, the first thing that comes to my mind is like prop firm, like trading prop firm spreads. So like I'm just trying to make sure that I kind of understand where you're coming from with it, because that's when I hear spreads, that's the first thing I think of is like price spreads, not credit debit spreads. But I don't think I've heard anyone reference credit and debit spreads in crypto either. So if that's the first time, fuck yeah. Oh, I see. I'm talking about stocks. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah. No, that's what I was. I know. So you're talking about like checking out the books, right? Like going through the books and making sure that it's a good investment based on, like, let's say the stock is down, but their credit and everything is going up, and they actually have a nice like order flow, and their books look good, and they're actually really bullish of a company, but their stock is down. Kind of, is that kind of where you're going with that, or like how you kind of use it? What is your favorite exchange? Binance. I use Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, Gemini. I mean, my favorite exchange technically is Ledger. So Ledger devices or Trezor, either one of these are my favorite exchange because they have exchanges on them. But yeah, those two would be like my favorites. But yeah, Coinbase or Kraken, anything that's US. I'm in the US, so anything for me that's like actually regulated, those are the ones that I try to go for the most part. If you're not following me, hit that follow button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Got you, got you, got you, got you, got you, got you, got you. Okay, cool. Makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, no, not my wheelhouse. But hey, if you make money off of it, that's what matters, right? Bro, starting to crash. Should I DCA only 30% of the initials? Maybe bearish news for the opening market. What timeline are you living? That Bitcoin is down. Cristiano! It's volume, Poppy. Volume change in 24 hours. Why you get so defensive and angry at me, Poppy? I love it's like people could just ask, like, what is that? But you have to get so defensive when you ask me what it is. What timeline are you living in? I'm living in the year 1337, my friend. And I would like a pot of tea and porridge. I long saw last Sunday night before. I thought you said before the last sun's night. I was like, because I was talking in that language, in Old English. And the bullish news about the ceasefire that Monday. Yeah, I mean, look, so when you're DCAing and stuff, DCAing, that's kind of the point of dollar cost averaging. You don't want to all in on a DCA. It kind of negates the point of a DCA, right? I mean, we've been talking about it on the live stream since we've been on here. Everything was kind of pointing bearish. Everyone that's watching this on YouTube and Twitch and X, you can see that everything is pretty much under VWAP on the 5 minutes and across. And that's from opening VWAP too. So this resets and re-anchors that open VWAP. So we tapped and failed after that test. So that's what we've been following. But yeah, Bitcoin kind of dropped quick. Total market cap dropped quick. Ethereum is lagging, so you can get into a short on Ethereum. Solana is lagging. So the reason why, if anyone that's watching this on this screen, I like watching it like this because you can catch divergences. So you'll notice that Bitcoin, for example, is starting to move, but Solana and Ethereum haven't necessarily started to move yet, but you know that they like to move in a correlated manner. So when that does happen, you're able to get a nice little trade opportunity in these scenarios so that you can catch it while it follows Bitcoin on the move to the downside. Solana's been doing well. How do I master emotions? How often we know we should stick to plan? Vote freeze. I mean, honestly, emotional part, I still deal with it every day. That's the hardest part about trading is the psychology behind it. That's why there's such a big difference between paper trading and live trading. Everyone can be a millionaire on a paper trading account because it's just technical analysis. The emotional side of the market when it comes to a live account is really what fucks people. So for me, it's just practice. You just gotta, so it's really journaling and having accountability. So like understanding A, that you're not going to win every trade. So losing is part of it. B, a lot of people and if you have a good risk to reward ratio, you only need to win like over about, like, let's say 40% or more of your trades. So you don't really need to win that many trades to be profitable. Like Bash and I were just talking about, there's a guy that I follow that his monthly average was 41%, and I watched him take $14,000 in payouts on prop firm accounts with a $14,000 account. So What is this screenshot from? This is the 24-hour transactional volume. So volume in the last 24 hours. And this is from the Epic Trading Floor website. So you go to EPIQ and this is the macro dashboard. Limit your loss is more important. Oh yeah, 100% for fun. 100%. Basically, if you don't call tops or bottoms, your fish food for stop loss. Yeah, you get pretty cooked. You get cooked pretty quick. 13 June, trade 13 and 115. What's your opinion? Nice. That's really good for Solana for sure. What's up, Cams? What's going on, Cams? Appreciate you. Yeah, no, you're good. A lot of people jump in. I'll take that answer, Ty, because even let's say it's a coin flip. It's a 50-50 of someone's either gonna see this and jump in here and say, yo, what fucking timeline do you live on, you alien man? Or they're gonna be like, hey, where are you getting this from? But yeah, it's volume change. I try to put it up there in these words right here, volume change in 24 hours. That's what this all is, all part of. Trade memes. The pumped out fun in the house. Always end up holding the bag. Blown 3 accounts since 2017. Pfft. Only? You can blow more than that. You'll be fine. Biggest issue is always stop loss. Those bots know how to trigger them. If bots know how to trigger the stop loss, I would definitely suggest watching what time you get into trades. Now, there's also a famous trader, Peter Lynch, that said that if the best entry, so if you want the ideal entry and you want to get into a trade, go put your stop loss and then wait until the trade gets to that stop loss and then get into the trade. And that was like one of his big things that he like told to himself. He's like, whenever I was a beginner trader, I would want to find a trade and I would mark my stop loss and then I would stop myself from getting into the trade. And then more than likely the trade would go to the stop loss and I would enter there and then it would be the ideal position. How do I use heat map, bro? And which platform has the best indicators? Epic Trading Floor has the best indicators. I'm biased because it's my platform and I created it. But yeah, if you go to the crypto macro dashboard on the Epic Trading Floor website, we got heat maps, live macros, and everything on there. Is it good to close the trade and take a small loss? Yeah, I mean, it all depends, right? I cut losers quick. I don't give a fuck. I'll cut a loser real fast. I have no problem. Like I said, good traders, you only need to hit 40% or more to be profitable long term. If you can get your trading to 40% and just make sure that your risk to reward ratio is good, you're going to be profitable. That's all it takes. So making sure that you're risking, let's say 100 to make 300 on every trade or 100 to make 250. If you notice that you're risking 100 and making 100, meh, not good. You're bearish on BTC. Who said that? Who said I'm bearish on BTC? Who done said that? Who's putting words in my mouth? I didn't say that. Look at your background. I didn't make this background. I'm just showing the 24-hour volume change. That doesn't make me bearish. So if this goes green, I automatically go bullish? It's not how that works. It's not being about bearish or bullish, just react. Yep, exactly. So it's about being proactive and reactive. That's going to be the big kicker of it. Proactive in the sense that you want to have a strategy and idea of what you want to do when the market plays out, and then reactive in the sense of when the market starts to move, that's where you start to move. Oh shit, my bad. I thought that was the actual percentage. Nope. No. It's just volume change in 24 hours. This is from about 15 minutes ago, but when I got on the live stream, Peanut. Yep, volume change. Volume. It's all the way up here. I'll put the football in it. Volume change right there. Boom. This is what we're looking at. I should just sit like this for everyone that comes in the live stream. Hello, welcome to the live stream. This is what you're reading. Welcome. I look like a fucking like a weird YMCA type of thing when I did that. Psyched me out. No, trust me, got a lot of people psyched out. I already had to block like 2 people. No, I only blocked 1 guy. The double Diddy comment. He had to go. Sorry. But yeah, I'm going to be getting off of here in just a couple minutes. I appreciate you all. If you're watching this on TikTok and you actually want to see like what's on my screen, because I'm live right now on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick also, and those guys can actually see what's on my screen, and they're watching all the drama unfold. The TikTok chat is on streaming on Twitch, and YouTube, so they can see all of the drama unfolding and all the wild ass comments that people leave. But they're not looking at the same thing, which is hilarious. They don't see the same screen, but they just see all the drama. Yeah, exactly. This would be very common to see because it's the weekend, right? So if you're trying to compare Friday's volume to Saturday's volume, yeah, you're going to find a little bit of a discrepancy, and it's pretty common to see down. But that also leads to the fact of, like, let me see if I can flip this so you can see what I'm looking at. Flip camera, and then effects. See if I can turn this off. There we go. Boom. So like on this side, for example, now you're starting to see the VWAP break. So when volume is out, so this is the whole thing, right? Volume is outflowing, right? Volume outflow. Now when you're on this chart, this is what everyone is seeing on YouTube and Twitch and X, by the way. They're looking at all of these. We're watching like the whole market at the same time. But when you're looking at this, when you have volume outflowing, and you see how we rejected right at the VWAP on the 5 minute on Bitcoin, that's a good sign and a great entry to get into a short position, for example. So that's kind of why we would play that game. Oh, crypto will go to zero. You don't like crypto and Gloria Staffords? What's wrong with them? What crypto hurt you? Which one was it? Which one hurt you? I'm gonna go talk to their mothers. I'm gonna tell them they've been bad because you hurt my friend. Who hurt you, man? Who did it? Let me see if I can let me see if I can leave it on this view, maybe. This might be better. So you guys can at least see kind of what we're looking at. This might make more sense. I need to get something higher. Bad crypto. Yeah, right? We're gonna go put in timeout and call it a batty boy. You've been a batty boy, crypto. You've been so batty. Bro, if this shit works, this is so ghetto. For all the people looking on YouTube, we're about to use a dog food container to see if I can hold the phone up for the people on TikTok. We're going straight ghetto mode. Alright, let's see if this works out better for you guys. So you can see this shit. Yeah, I mean, at least I can kind of see what's going on now. A little bit high, but it's all good. At least you can at least look at what the market's looking like. What's everyone doing right now? How we doing? But yeah, this right here is basically the big boys move that we're waiting for. Alright, let me... Neo? What are we, in the Matrix? Nah, I ain't got no Neo. No Neo. We'll hold it like that right now so you guys can see that. But yeah, you can see like the VWAP right now with a nice little rejection at this point. So we're still playing to the downside. RSI is holding decent on Bitcoin. Sol right now hanging out at 149. Let's slide that over. You can see we got Ethereum sitting here. VWAP down. Solana's under the VWAP. Bitcoin dominance on top of the VWAP. Total market cap under VWAP. But yeah, you can see pretty much everything except for XRP is going to be under VWAP right now. So these are all going to be divergences to the bearish side of things. Everything market-wide pretty much right now is under VWAP. Boom. Yeah, no, we're definitely getting close to that monthly close. That's for damn sure. Going midterm. What do you mean midterm? Like in the next couple months? No idea. I think it can retest highs, but you gotta wait for the rest of the market to swing up. Daytona Beach getting ready to head back to Gainesville. There you go, Chris. There we go. Hopefully you had a good time. Sol's starting to get his pull down right now, as you can see. You had a little bit of a divergence. Solana is starting to finally pull down off the VWAP. So Bitcoin was the first one to move off VWAP pretty quick. You can see the divergence right here. Not really too much VWAP movement. And then Solana looking like it's getting ready right now to get into a nice little VWAP sell-off. This is on the 5 minute, so shorter time frame, but definitely gearing up right now to potentially sell off. DCA is the way, especially if it's a long term. It's easy. It's an easy way to make moolah. Well, I'm going to be hopping off of here. I appreciate you all. If you want to come trade with me, well, inactivity. Bitch, I'm right here. If you want to come trade with me, get access to my trades, our community, buy and sell signals, academy, all that stuff, go check out the EPIQ trading floor. That link is in my bio. Lucas, appreciate you. Chris, appreciate you as well. I will probably be hopping on the live stream tomorrow. Probably tomorrow morning on a better, honestly, maybe tomorrow at 8 p.m. Maybe I'll do an Asia session, an Asia trading session around 8 or 9 p.m. We'll see when market opens, because that's when Forex markets will open. But until then, like I said, anyone that's tuning in on TikTok, if you go on Twitch or YouTube or Kick, one of those three, it'll look more like this on that side. So you'll be able to see the whole chat and everything else, and all the comments and everything pop up on here. So if you want to watch that, this is on the other platforms. I have to stream like this on TikTok right now because TikTok is a pain in my ass, and so they flagged the whole thing. So TikTok does not want me to really do streams from my computer, so this is how I gotta do it on TikTok. But I appreciate you all. I will see you around. And everyone on TikTok and or on Twitch and YouTube and all that, I appreciate you. Bash, if you're still in here, I appreciate you. Real OG. If you have any questions or anything about the laptops and stuff, don't hesitate to ask. Let me know. And yeah.